take a look at our 2025 Christmas decor here in the farmhouse. Overall, I usually keep the decor really simple, especially for Christmas, because I don't want it to seem like it's in the way, but I want it to seem very festive. So I love sticking with traditional colors, the red and green. In the kitchen, I like to add very practical things. So this snowman, it's actually a cookie jar. And then other than that, really all I added on this wall was a couple red aprons and just this red ticking stripe towel. Around the stove was probably one of my favorite places to get to decorate. I hung a vintage Santa tea towel on the handle and then just a goose pot holder. The tree in the bean pot, that is actually a real tree. I put a real one above the stove here and then also one on top of the fridge that you'll see here in just a second. Under the cabinet, again, I like to keep it very practical but simple. So I just have a couple pot holders, a tea towel, and this Santa. I think it's meant to be maybe a cookie jar or something. I just got it at a yard sale for $1 years ago, and I do love him. The fabric under the kitchen sink, that is actually from Hobby Lobby, and I bought that last year, I believe, and sewed this curtain to go underneath of the sink here. The bows, I just added those onto our curtains that we already had, and then this is a vintage Santa that just holds a candlestick. On top of the refrigerator, I just kept it very, very simple. I just put a real tree in there and inside of a white and red pot. So overall, the kitchen decor was kept very, very simple. Like I said, I like it to be practical and not feel like it's in the way. I just want it to feel very cozy and homey. In our dining room is where we decided to put our main Christmas tree. We don't have another room that is better suited in the house finished yet. So the dining room is what worked best. So we did rearrange it a little bit and put the tree in front of this dining room window. The tree skirt is actually the one I showed in my previous haul from the antique store. And then this tree I picked up for $25 at the Goodwill. And it was a pre-lit tree and I believe it's an 8-foot tree. I'm honestly not sure. It could be 7.5 foot, but it is rather tall and it fits our 9-foot ceilings perfectly. I have some very basic, just red and green ornaments. I showed those in a previous haul also. And again, we just kept it very simple in here. I like the traditional color, so I really like to stick with that. I just tied a red bow around the deer's neck and then just to kind of incorporate it into the Christmas feel. And then on the mantle, I put a garland. I'm not sure what type it is. It is from Hobby Lobby. And then it just has a bow with some bells on it with the vintage stockings that I also showed in a previous haul. On the dining room table, this fabric I bought last year from Hobby Lobby and sewed it into a table runner. It matches the fabric that is underneath the kitchen sink. In the center of the table, I just have a lantern and then a basic enamel red platter. On this hutch in the corner, all I did was put a tree. This is a fake tree inside of an enamel bowl with a sign that says Merry Christmas and then just a simple nativity scene. Going into the entryway, again, we kept it simple. I just put a wreath on the door and then not really Christmas related, but just a candle here on this hall tree. Down on the bottom, underneath the hall tree, though, I do have a mason jar with a bottle brush tree in it with just some fake snow, kind of like a fake snow globe. But the entryway is still not finished, so I will do an official entryway reveal or whatever later on in another video. But we still have a few things we need to finish. But since we went ahead and decorated it for Christmas, I did want to go ahead and share. So you'll notice a few things in here, like some trim that's not finished, and then also the light fixture, the ceiling, things like that, that is not finished. But since I did decorate, I wanted to go ahead and show it. But I kept it very simple with a garland going up the staircase with some red bows. This pillow my mom actually made years ago for me. And then on this shelf, I just picked up these two stockings from Goodwill. They are needlepoint. I'm not sure if they're really old or not, but they were $2 a piece, so I couldn't pass them up. So I just put them in here. Going up the staircase, I just set a small little Christmas themed birdhouse at the top of the landing. And then that same garland with the red bows, I just carried on upstairs onto the upstairs banister. We did decide to put a real tree up here, even though there's no window and you can't really see any Christmas things up here. I did want to go ahead and decorate this. So we have a rug down, just some wooden presents that I got from Hobby Lobby, and then the real tree, which I just have a blanket wrapped around the metal base that holds the tree. So overall, the house is looking so much more homey this year, but we did just keep it a simple Christmas decor. So that is going to be it for this video. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys will like and subscribe.